Who called 911? We're learning that the caller was not, repeat, not either of the two roommates who live in the house and apparently slept through the massacre.
Look the other way.
The mystery is, who did make that 911 call to police, and how did that person make the gruesome discovery?
Look the other way.
I spoke with County Prosecutor Bill Thompson.
Preparing for today, I was reminded of a quote. It's a quote about the truth.
It's an essential part of the case.
2 a.m. is a dark hour, I can tell you that. We're all.
Whoever initiated the contact with law enforcement is all part of understanding what occurred and the timeline of what occurred.
Defending the roommate who came face to face with the killer, but apparently waited around 8 hours to call the police.
Look the other way. 4 words that sum up the Commonwealth's entire case.
He told me the two roommates may have critical information.
Conflicts of interest? Doesn't matter. Just look the other way. Magic hairs, magic glass. Look the other way. Late night calls and Google searches, falsified affidavits, inverted videos, and butt dials galore. Just look the other way.
The investigators are already talking to him.
It's important for us. I mean, the reason we've agreed to do this is there's some misinformation out there.
And trying to get from them everything they can possibly remember about what they may have seen, what they may have heard, what their activities were, what they know about the activities of their housemates.
That's what they're counting on, but the uncontrovertible fact is you have been lied to.
A new wrinkle, former LAPD detective Mark Furman, yes, that Mark Furman from the O.J. Simpson trial, now lives in Idaho.
Meanwhile, the former LAPD detective who was convicted of lying during his testimony in the Simpson trial is not allowed to work in law enforcement again.
And is claiming that victim Kaylee Gonsalves had a stalker.
But in their latest update, police cleared up a rumor that one of the victims had a stalker.
I talked to one student, and I agree with this. It was twice removed from the person that said it, Kaylee.
If there hadn't been Mark Furman, this was a case that they could have won.
Famed defense attorney Alan Dershowitz was a member of Simpson's dream team. Furman became the only man convicted of a crime arising out of the murders. He was sentenced to 3 years probation for perjury.
But Kaylee 2 months ago complained about a stalker.
The things that are being said are 100% not true. There's not drugs involved. There's not some weird love triangle.
We've told the public very clearly from the beginning that we believe it was a targeted attack.
Police still say they are looking at this as a targeted attack, but will not say who the target was.
We're learning that the killer, for some reason, bypassed the rooms where the two young survivors were sleeping.
Preparing for today, I was reminded of a quote. It's a quote about the truth.
Their story was they heard partying, they heard noise, but they just, as usual, said, there's partying going on. They locked the door.
It was one of those doomed feelings.
In an interview in 1997, Furman told Deborah he actually tried to have the tapes destroyed.
Oh, absolutely. Wouldn't you?
Autopsies on the 4 students found each had multiple stab wounds. Some had defensive wounds, showing they fought with the attacker. And there was no sexual assault. County Coroner Kathy Mabbutt is describing the murders as personal.
And those who permit themselves to tell a lie once find it much easier to do it a second time and a third.
Were they found in beds?
Yes. There were multiple stab wounds.
This falsehood of the tongue leads to that of the heart, and in time, it depraves all its good dispositions.
Law enforcement goes through and looks for any evidence, takes videos and pictures of everything in there, and they'll start talking with people. So I don't really need to be there for that. They can't move the bodies. I mean, the bodies have to stay as they were until the coroner gets there. So
I have the utmost confidence in this investigation and that this investigation will be done right.
Fatal ones were to the chest area or the upper body area.
It's a cancer. One lie begets another, and it's a malignancy that grows over time. And that, folks, is how a cover-up is born.